Good morning, favorite listeners, and welcome to the last edition of Press Review for the week. It is October 9, 2020. Let us start today with the Mutation newspaper, which talks of L'amour est violent in its bold headline. The paper recounts the love story of a lady who stabs her boyfriend and father of her child to death. Arthur Akono's demise in Kribi is found on its page 5. Page 15 talks of Japan, Cameroon, and how the coronavirus pandemic has destabilized its plans. Le Jour newspaper talks of 5 days after school resumption in Cameroon in the headline, Pourquoi plusieurs livres scolaires sont introuvables? Page 3 holds details of this article. In the football domain, it talks of Cameroon, Japan, and the Lions, which have been reduced to 17. On to Le Messager has a bold headline about decentralization, which states Le bluff de la méthode Diangote. It cites the mysteries found in the PM decision of transferring competencies to collective decentralized territories. The paper also talks of the Anglophone crisis, and the ambassador of the US to Cameroon has written an open letter about the situation. And we move straight to the Daily Cameroon Tribune newspaper, which talks of school resumption and the coronavirus pandemic in the headline. Il faut renforcer la vigilance. It talks of how the Prime Minister and Head of Government, Joseph Diangote, has asked administrative authorities in both primary and secondary schools to increase preventive measures of the COVID-19 pandemic. Pages 2 and 3 has more information about this article. The paper also presents the human interest story of a boy who burns his father because of his desire to inherit properties. The story is found on page 21. L'Economie talks of infrastructures in Cameroon in the headline, Campo Ville Inaccessible. In its page 2, we can read more details about this article. And on to the transport page, the paper states that Cameco has announced the commencement of flights to all the 10 regions of Cameroon. Page 3 gives us details for this story. The daily bilingual Guardian Post talks of the Social Democratic Fund in the headline, Will SDF big wins chopping from Biya regime endorse? The question still remains unanswered. Page 3 provides more details about the story. The paper also states that the World Bank is on the government's throat to implement structural reforms in its page 5. The Eco-Santé tells us about the Lakentini Hospital, which has a new Director General in the person of Professor Noel Emmanuel Esomba. The story can be read on page 4. About polio in Cameroon, the paper states more than 4 million children will be vaccinated this year in its page 3. And on to Esigan, it talks of the General Assembly of the ONU as Paul Biya prive de la parole par ses collaborateurs. We can also read about potable drinking water in Eboloa in the headline, Les populations réduites à la débrouille à Eboloa. Quotidien Emergence talks of concours dans les grandes écoles as it asks the rhetorical question of the end of scandals. Pages 5 to 9 has the details of this article. It also talks of the ICT University Excellence Promotion, where tens of young Cameroonians to benefit from scholarships. This information is found on page 10. Le Quotidien Réalité talks of how the Prime Minister Joseph Diangote has received the president of the ICT University, Professor Victor Mbarika. It has a story of the entrance into Douala from the East region and how Minister Nganu Jumesi demands the acceleration of works on the site. Prospective Nouvelle talks of the ENAM in the headline, Sumbu Angula, Ni Dieu ni Diable. Pages 5 to 10 has the details. Let us end this edition with Le Soir, which talks of the International Day of Living 2020. ONU Habitat félicite le Cameroun. Its headline states, and pages 2 to 3 carries the story. In the Formation Center for Women and the Family in Yaoundé, certificates are being given to the young trainers. Page 4 provides the details of this story with the headline, Remis des attestations à 128 jeunes. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your kind attention. Please get the papers and read these interesting stories and more while you enjoy a peaceful weekend.